tighten hearts, gather close right now for something rare, something fierce, something carved from the quiet fire inside you that the world pretends not to see yet fears every time it stirs. Welcome to a moment built for those who refuse to be ordinary, for those who stand tall in the shadows, for those who rise with no permission. This moment is built for you. So breathe in the power waiting to break free, because the world is about to understand your presence in a way it never expected. The video at your spot fried their heads' cameras. Don't play. They're stunned. You did not know. Cameras caught this, but now you will face something deeper, something heavier, something that tests the strength of your spirit. This is not just about what the camera saw. This is about what you became in that one instant. It is about the truth that revealed itself when no one thought you were watching, when no one believed you were ready, and when no one expected you to stand in a way that changed the entire energy of the room. Life always carries a moment like this, a moment where the eyes of the world stare at you without blinking, a moment where your every move, your every breath becomes a message. You never asked for that pressure. You never begged for attention. Yet destiny still dragged the spotlight to your feet and whispered, "This is your test." Cameras do not lie. Cameras do not bend reality. Cameras do not hide truth. What they captured about you shook minds because it showed something that cannot be faked. It showed a warrior awakening from silence. You see, the world believes you are calm. The world believes you are quiet. They think your steps are small. They think your dreams are soft. They think your soul is fragile. They think your mind breaks easily. They think your heart can be pushed folded, shaped like the expectations they created. But the moment that lens turned toward you, it exposed everything they never saw. Everything they chose not to see, everything you had been building when no one was paying attention. That is why they were stunned. Not because the video was shocking, but because the truth inside it was undeniable. You carried a presence they could not explain. You moved with a purpose they could not understand. You stood in a power they never believed you held. The camera caught the real you, the one that keeps rising after every fall, the one that walks through storms without fear, the one who refuses to quit even when the world whispers that quitting is easier, the one who knows that strength is not loud. Strength is patient. Strength is built in the hours no one records. Strength is born in the silence no one celebrates. People always underestimate those who rise slowly. People fear those who build themselves quietly. Because when your time arrives, you do not step forward like a spark. You step forward like a force. You do not seek applause, you seek progress. You do not chase validation, you chase purpose. And when that kind of energy appears on camera, it shocks the world because it reveals how much potential you have hidden beneath your calm exterior. There are moments that define a person, moments that tell you everything you need to know about who you are becoming. For you, this was that moment. When the camera focused on you, it showed a spirit forged from endurance, shaped by discipline, hardened by challenges, strengthened by setbacks, and illuminated by unbreakable will. You did not ask the camera to find you, but destiny always finds the ones who are ready. Darkness surrounds every champion before the world notices their glow. You know that darkness well. You know the nights where sleep never arrived. You know the days where your strength felt thin. You know the battles that pulled you to the ground. You know the doubts that echoed inside your mind. But you never broke. You never surrendered. You never gave up your path even when no one saw the journey. That is why the world is stunned now. Because the camera caught your truth, and truth cannot be hidden. There will always be people who think they understand you, people who judge your silence, People who assume your life is simple. People who imagine you have nothing powerful inside. But the moment the world finally sees what you are capable of, everything changes. That is why you must keep rising, because every step you take forward becomes a message. Every victory you carve from struggle becomes a statement. Every challenge that tried to destroy you becomes a memory of something you overcame with pure strength. This is not just motivation, this is a calling. The fire inside you was not placed there by accident. The storms you survived were not random. The pressure you faced was not meaningless. Everything you lived through shaped you into the person those cameras captured. Every setback trained your resilience. Every heartbreak sharpened your focus. Every failure fueled your evolution. Everything you endured was preparing you for the moment you stand, unshaken while the world watches. You have a destiny written in the bold strokes of determination. You have a mind built for depth. You have a heart built for courage. You have a soul built for transformation. And now the world has caught a glimpse of it. They saw the spark in your eyes. They saw the strength in your posture. They saw the determination in your presence, and it left them speechless. You did not know the camera caught this because you were too focused on becoming who you need to be. That is the power of those who rise. They do not rise for attention. They rise because the calling inside them is louder than the world outside them. They rise because there is something they were born to do, something they must become, something they must achieve. And no one can take that from them. Now the world waits to see your next step. They wait to see if you slow down or if you push forward. They wait to see if you hesitate or if you rise higher. They wait to see if the moment defines you or if you define the moment. And only you can choose which path becomes truth. You may not realize this yet, but you are becoming a symbol. A reminder that quiet strength is still strength. A reminder that patience is still power. A reminder that consistency is louder than noise. A reminder that greatness does not need a spotlight. It creates its own. The world often stares in disbelief when strength rises from a place they never bothered to look. They expect power to shout. They expect confidence to dance for attention. They expect greatness to always announce itself with noise. But you are different. Your rise is quiet. Your rise is patient. Your rise is disciplined. And that is why it caught them off guard. The lens was not ready. The watchers were not ready. Life itself was not ready for the intensity of your hidden potential breaking the surface. This is what happens when the world misunderstands silence. They think silence is emptiness. They think silence is weakness. They think silence is fear. But silence can also be strategy. Silence can be rebuilding. Silence can be learning. Silence can be sharpening every part of your spirit until the moment comes when you step forward and everything changes. The footage they captured was not shocking because you did something extreme. It was shocking because you finally moved with the truth of who you are. You did not rise to impress anyone. You did not act to be seen. You simply acted because the moment called for the strongest version of you. And that version appeared without hesitation because you have trained your soul for moments like this. Not through applause, not through attention, but through endurance, through commitment, through the simple but powerful decision to keep pushing when everything around you demanded that you stop. They were stunned because they assumed you were ordinary. They assumed you were predictable. They assumed you would break under pressure. They assumed you would remain unseen. But destiny does not hide forever. Strength does not shrink forever. Purpose does not sleep forever. Eventually, the truth arrives. Eventually, the real you steps forward. Eventually, the world sees the power that has been growing inside you all along. Understand this. The camera froze one moment, but your journey is far from frozen. That moment was only the beginning. It was a signal, a sign, a spark, a turning point. It was the moment the world realized you are not here to blend in. You are here to build something powerful, to become something greater, to rise beyond the limits placed on you, to break the expectations that others tried to wrap around your life. Look at your path. Look at every trial you passed through. Look at every tear you dried alone. Look at every fear you faced quietly. Look at every time you forced yourself to believe in a future that seemed far away. That is the energy the camera caught. The energy of someone who refuses to stay small. The energy of someone who refuses to surrender. The energy of someone carrying a fire that cannot be extinguished, no matter how heavy the world becomes. There is something unbreakable inside you, something steady, something ancient, something powerful, something that does not fade in darkness, something that does not fear challenges, something that does not back down from pain. You have been carrying that strength for years without even realizing it, but now the world has seen a glimpse of it, and once truth is revealed, it can never be hidden again. People will talk, people will question, people will replay the moment and try to understand what changed in you, but nothing changed. You simply allowed the world to see the strength you always had. That is why their minds feel overwhelmed. That is why their confidence shakes. That is why they stare in disbelief. You reminded them that greatness often comes from the most unexpected places. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to justify your rise. You do not need to water down your power. Your purpose is not to comfort those who underestimated you. Your purpose is to evolve, to grow, to push beyond every boundary that once held you back. Let them be stunned. Let them watch. Let them try to figure out how you became so strong. The truth is simple. You built yourself in silence, and silence builds warriors better than applause ever could. This journey you walk is not easy. It never was. You carry weight that few understand. You fight battles that few see. You overcome doubts that echo deeply. But still you rise. Still you push forward. Still you hold your spirit steady. Still you keep going when every part of your life feels heavy. That is the kind of strength the world now sees. That is the kind of strength that inspires awe. That is the kind of strength that cameras cannot ignore. What they recorded was not just an action, it was a transformation. It was proof that you have reached a new level of yourself, a stronger level, a wiser level, a more focused level, a level that will reshape the future you are walking into. This is your turning point. This is your evolution. This is your emergence into a version of yourself that will no longer be overlooked or underestimated. You must keep moving with that same fire. Do not shrink. Do not hold back. Do not pretend your strength is small. You were not created for smallness. You were created for depth, for growth, for resilience, for purpose. The world may struggle to understand your intensity, but that has nothing to do with you. Their confusion is not your responsibility. Their disbelief is not your burden. What matters is that you stay committed to your path. Every challenge you face from this point forward is another chance to prove who you are becoming. Every obstacle is another test. Every setback is another lesson. Every victory is another reminder that destiny recognizes your effort. The camera caught one powerful moment, but your life holds many more powerful moments waiting to be lived. Do not stop now. Do not slow down. This is where your real rise begins. You carry a message inside you. A message built from pain and perseverance. A message built from failures that shaped your growth. A message built from quiet nights where you had to rebuild your spirit from nothing. That message will reach the world one day. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And when it does, people will finally understand why the camera froze on you with such intensity. They will understand that the moment they thought was random was actually the beginning of your breakthrough. Strength reveals itself in unexpected ways. And you are now stepping into the phase of your life where your strength will speak louder than words ever could. You do not need to shout. You do not need to demand attention. You simply need to continue becoming who you are meant to be. The world will see you. The world will hear you. The world will recognize the power that you carry naturally. They were stunned because you reminded them of something they forgot. You reminded them that determination is still stronger than doubt. You reminded them that effort still matters. You reminded them that true power does not come from noise but from discipline. And discipline is exactly what you have been building day after day, even when no one noticed. There is a moment in every person's journey when the world finally realizes what has been forming in silence. That moment is not built by luck. It is built by persistence. It is built by pushing through days that felt endless and nights that felt heavy. It is built by choosing not to give up when giving up would have been the easier path. That is why the video at your spot carried such weight. That is why their minds could not process what they saw, because they witnessed the result of years of quiet work coming alive in a single instant. The camera does not lie. It does not soften reality. It does not explain emotion. It simply captures raw truth. And the truth it captured in you was something undeniable, a presence that cannot be fabricated, a focus that cannot be faked, a strength that cannot be borrowed. You carried yourself in that moment with the energy of someone who has survived storms without breaking and who has learned how to rise without being seen. People often misunderstand resilience. They think resilience is loud. They think resilience is dramatic. But no resilience is subtle. It is forged in moments of doubt. It is built in long stretches of struggle where you had to lift yourself again and again. It is created when you continue forward, even though no one is cheering and no one is watching and no one is offering reassurance. That is the kind of resilience the camera caught, and that is why viewers felt stunned. Your presence revealed something that many people feel. Not fear in a threatening way, but fear in the way that truth often shakes those who have grown comfortable. They saw someone who did not need approval. They saw someone who did not seek validation. They saw someone who stood in their own strength without needing to announce it. That level of calm power makes people pause because it shows them what is possible when someone commits to growth with unwavering focus. You did not reach this point by accident. You reached it by walking through every difficult chapter that life placed before you. You reached it by refusing to crumble under the weight of frustration. You reached it by choosing to believe in a future even when that future looked distant and unclear. You reached it by holding on to your purpose even when everything around you seemed to fall apart. That is why the footage was so powerful. It was not just a clip. It was a symbol. It was the visual proof of your inner transformation. Continue to remember something important. Those who doubted you did not doubt your ability. They doubted your visibility. They doubted your courage. They doubted your commitment. They doubted your willingness to keep fighting. But they were wrong. They did not know how deeply you were building yourself. They did not understand how strongly your heart beats when you decide to rise. And now, they cannot unsee the truth because the camera has shown them a version of you that they never imagined. Destiny often reveals itself in simple moments. A single step can shift your future. A single decision can redefine your path. A single action can awaken your purpose. The moment captured on camera will echo far longer than anyone expected because it signaled a shift in your journey. It marked the arrival of a new mindset, a new strength, a new version of you that cannot be dismissed or ignored. You may not feel different, but you are different. Strength does not always announce itself with noise. Sometimes strength arrives quietly through clarity, through calm, through a deeper understanding of who you are meant to be. You have reached a point where you no longer fear challenges. You face them. You no longer question your worth. You know it. You no longer rely on the approval of others. You rely on your own conviction. The world will always try to place limits on people. It is easier for them to understand you when they can predict you. But you were not born to be predictable. You were born to evolve, to break the patterns that others expected you to follow, to rise beyond the boundaries created by doubt or insecurity. And every time you rise, you shake the assumptions of those who once believed you were ordinary. Understand that your journey is far from over. In fact, this is only the beginning. Once the world sees your strength, they begin to test it. Once they see your growth, they challenge it. Once they see your purpose, they question it. Not because they want you to fail, but because your rise confronts the limits they placed on their own lives. Your presence forces them to look at what they have avoided. Your determination reminds them of the potential they abandoned. That is why your strength feels intense. That is why the camera captured something unforgettable. You reminded them of what a human spirit looks like when it refuses to settle. Keep walking with the same power. Do not slow down to match the pace of those who choose comfort. Do not shrink to make others feel secure. Do not hide the depth of your potential. You were not shaped by your struggles for nothing. Every hardship carved out wisdom. Every setback strengthened your resilience. Every disappointment refined your determination. You have earned the right to stand tall. You have earned the right to move forward with confidence. You have earned the right to become everything your spirit has been calling you to be. People will replay that footage again and again because they are trying to understand you. But you do not need to be understood. You do not exist to satisfy their curiosity. You exist to fulfill your purpose. The ones who are meant to understand your journey will understand it in time. The ones who are meant to walk beside you will walk beside you. The ones who cannot see your value will simply watch from a distance as you continue to rise. This phase of your life requires boldness. Not loud boldness, but quiet boldness. The kind where you move with clarity. The kind where you trust your path. The kind where you listen to your inner voice more than you listen to the noise around you. You have the strength to build something powerful with your life. Something lasting. Something meaningful. Something that will outlive every doubt ever spoken about you. And remember this, the camera captured one moment, but your life will capture countless more. Each moment will carry the footprints of your growth. Each moment will reveal a new layer of your identity. Each moment will pull you closer to the highest version of yourself. You are not You are not done rising. You are not done evolving.